Blake Snell.
2 years.
2 years, $62 million.
Which will be 1 year.
Whoa.
I hope for him it is. I
2
feel
years.
bad for him.
Do you?
Kind of. A little bit.
I mean, why do
He
you
wins
hold
the Cy
out?
Young.
He probably got offered a lot of money and he turned it down.
Do we know that?
No, but you would think he probably
I
would.
would guarantee that there were people kicking the tires earlier, and they were like, "Nope, we're holding out.
We're holding out. We're holding out."
I'm
And
not saying that
I don't
they
feel
gave
sorry
him
for him.
the kind of bag that the other guys got, but I guarantee someone gave him more than that.
Yeah.
So now he's got 2 years with an out in between.
Yes, he does.
So he'll
He
get
looked good in
by
our
on
rotation.
his $31 million or whatever he's paid in that first year. He'll get by on that.
Yeah, oh, for sure.
Think he can get by on that?
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be eating ramen and tuna, but
But if you were a team where your starting rotation is
there's Jordan Hicks in it.
okay, or if you're a team where maybe the guy you count on the front of the rotation got a little hammy,
Well, hammy.
and ain't going to make that first start, maybe you look into that. I don't know. There might be a team out there.
Unreasonable.
Okay, I didn't know of this. It is Bob Nightingale, who I love, by the way.
But here comes the thing.
But sometimes the numbers can get floated. But Bob Nightingale tweeted the Yankees offered him $150, and then they pulled their offer. Now, somebody else said 6 years, $168 from the Yankees.
Woo-wee.
If we just assume Bob Nightingale's is true, I mean, $150 is kind of what everybody thought that all three of those guys would get. Snell, Nola got a little more, and even Montgomery, like that $25 million AAV. That's what Nola got. What 7 years, $168.
I was going to say 130.
Wow.
But
So
somewhere
he
in
got. I think he got 24 AAV for 7 years.
sounds about right.
So if Snell turned that down, that's really stupid.
Exactly. That's why I don't feel sorry
So
for
I don't
him.
feel sorry for him
I know.
anymore.
That's what I'm saying. Your agent screwed you.
Was that reported though? Like until yesterday?
I don't have to read someone else's report to extrapolate on my own that he was offered a longer deal with more money. Maybe not what they were looking for, but I mean Snell's out there. They were talking.
No
doubt. Someone put some on the table, not what they wanted maybe, but certainly better than what he got.
But that's a really good deal. Turning that down is stupid.
I know.
I understand if they said, "Hey, 4 years, 100."
Is this the biggest gap from somebody that you think would have? Has this happened before? I mean, I know it has, but like a big dog's like, I'm holding out, and all of a sudden,
It just happened to Matt Chapman, right?
well, yeah, let's see.
Yeah.
Matty Chapman
Wasn't he offered
seeking
100?
150, declined 100 million, signed for 54 million Giants. And then the Wombat goes Cody Bellinger, seeking 200 Schmill, signed 80 million Cubs.
But what was his offer? Because
know.
Chapman was actually offered the 100.
Over how many years, though?
I don't know.
Because the AAV game kind of...
Okay, but if you're Blake Snell, you're not going to get better than 150. That's a very fair deal.
I could see him thinking in his head, slash with the counsel of Scott Boras, that if Aaron Nola got X amount of money, well, I got 2 Cy Youngs in my name, so I'm X plus something. And kind of, feeling yourself a little bit in free agency and waiting for just an extra $20 million on the deal or something like that. And so
Damn.
I can see an argument where those guys are probably thinking pretty astronomical numbers, even for these already astronomical numbers.
But he has issues with innings usually. I mean, this past year he was good, but he's not Aaron Nola from a workhorse standpoint.
No,
and they
he's
also
going to give you 5 innings. But
right. They also paid Aaron Nola to basically not go out there. I mean, they kept him, and he's their guy.
Somebody said, I don't know where you're getting this from, though, Wombat. It says baseball, whatever. But Blake Snell seeking 300 plus million, declined 168 million Yankees, and remains unsigned. But I guess now he signed for 62 million. Has Boris lost his fastball? I don't know.
He certainly did this offseason.
Yeah.
It's a game of musical chairs.
Yep.
And you, if you're a player, are just sitting there while your agent plays that game for you.
Happened to Vladdy
Sometimes
last
the
year,
music
too.
stops.
Tarasenko, same thing. He's going to be okay now, hopefully, but he turned down multiple years. Thought he was going to get more. got backed up into a jam. Then he signs 1 year with Ottawa. Miserable Ottawa.
Ottawa. These baseball teams these days, they like to do it on the cheap.
They do.
All of them. They like to get deals. How about the Giants? The Giants get 2 steals.
Do you blame them, though?
No, I'm saying if we talked about both Chapman with a big offer and reportedly Snell with a big offer, and the Giants get both these guys. Now, I don't want to say a discount, but from a year standpoint. But hell, it's essentially a 1-year deal for an ace. This is what I thought of when I saw the deal. It's an obvious question. If you're the Cardinals, which deal would you prefer? Sonny Gray's deal or Blake Snell's deal? And it's not fair to throw it out there because it's totally different times of the market.
What's Gray's deal again?
Shoot.
$375.
I'd probably say Snell.
Yeah.
Just for more upside.
Snell, a little bit better. I also
Younger.
factoring in that, if you're a team who fancies itself, or if you're a fan base who fancies itself a fan base of a team that you think is cheap, I get it. They're still like about number 10 in the league in that regard. So the Cardinals are not a cheap organization, but relative to the Dodgers and the Braves and the Yankees and the other teams that you're trying to get past, yes, compared to those teams, you're cheap. So I can see there being some level of excitement if Blake Snell comes off the books and you're like, oh, hey, $33 million just wiped away from our roster. Now we get to do it all over again. And then there being some level of excitement next offseason for that.
What was your take on the Marlow extension, Charlie Marlow?
Good old Ollie.
Good old Ollie.
I just thought it was kind of odd. It doesn't super surprise me just because of the way the Cardinals do business. I thought the timing of it was a little weird. It did feel like the Friday political news dump. For what's a big piece of information. You see that, the Cardinals are holding a press conference. You're trying to think, what is it? What's it going to be? Is it an extension could it be for Newt or Jordan Walker? The Goldie thing, I think, would have to happen in the offseason. But then you see that. So then once I heard Mozeliak's comments, I understand why they did it. I don't like the way Mo framed it. It almost seemed like there was this inevitability now there's going to be a really bad start based on the schedule. He had another injury with Keenan Middleton. It almost said, hey, we're going to have a bad start. The fans and media are going to start bitching.
Yeah.
We're just going to put that aside away, which I understand why you do that, but I think I don't know. I just don't think it's a great message 2 weeks from the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
But you know what? I think he's not going to be fired mid-season. I think it's fair to say that. But if he has a horrible year, could they still get rid of him afterwards? Sure.
I agree with you that pretty much painting a picture of doom, just so if doom happens, it doesn't seem to be that impactful. You're not fooling anyone with that, so don't say that stuff. But I do think part of it's optics, because I think if the Cardinals are a disaster, I think they still could whack Ollie at midseason if they're a disaster. And just because he's got 2 years, I mean, it's not like that's prohibitive in terms of money for them to make a move. So I think part of it's optics. I also think somewhere in there's a Yachty connection.
Mm-hmm.
We still don't know where Yachty is.
Yeah.
I don't know how this is related, but it seems like there might be a Yachty connection somehow.
Yachty.
And you got Pujols now, who wants to be a skipper.
Yes, he does. Where's he at right now?
He's got his nice little 10-year, what is it, personal services deal with the
Angels?
With the Angels.
Yep.
That's a good gig right
He's
there.
He's doing jersey exchanges.
That's a good gig right there.
It's a good gig.
Do you see that jersey exchange with the NBA the other day?
The funny one?
Yeah.
I did see that one, yes. I think that's hilarious.
Didn't Fred had a nice article about the Cardinals today? Nice little article. Kind of went through different things, what's going on. Little stats.
What do we got?
Well, I'll find it for you.
Forget stats. Go with injuries. I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah.
What they're dealing with now. He just mentioned Middleton now has an issue. Like, they are besieged by injuries before the season even starts.
I know, dude.
Did you see the power rankings of MLB?
What'd it say?
How about you guess
Were there
where they were?
I think they're going to have the Cardinals lower than we would.
Well, just throw a number out there. Just power rankings.
22nd.
Everybody?
Pretty good guess.
Pretty dang good guess.
I'm going to say 18.
I'll go. Oh, now I gotta get a meet in the middle. 20.
18.
Ooh, Jimmy,
On
what's
the number.
up?
That was lower than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
I thought it would be like 14, 15.
So
But it was just written, though. So to be fair, you could take into account a plethora of injuries.
So Ben Fred's like, okay, 0. That's the number of camp appearances so far from the new special assistant to the president of baseball operations, Yadier Molina. So much for hoping the retired catching legend would be hands-on with Wilson Contreras and Ivan Herrera this spring. Time is running out.
Hey, by the way,
It's hilarious.
Charlie
It
just.
is. I'm sorry.
It's great.
Think about it. Charlie just gave us a trivia question, and that
What up?
question was brought to you by the Post Sports Bar and Grill. The
Nice.
official cheesesteak
Nice.
at Hot Take Central. Tying it in.
The thing that's disconcerting about Yachty, like as a special advisor, your role is kind of undefined to begin with, okay? People that thought Yachty's going to be the secondary bench coach, probably not going to happen. You know, sitting right there in the dugout, probably not going to happen. But what's disconcerting is the Cardinals don't really know when he's going to show up. And that's kind of...
It's awesome.
It's kind of like
hilarious.
not unexpected.
It reminds me of like Brett Hall, like the Blues hired Hawley, and he's just like, I'm down in Mexico drinking Go-to-Go. Like, I'll come when I need to.
Exactly.
I mean,
That's what Yachty should do. This entire episode, if you can't appreciate the humor in all of this,
So funny.
then you have no sense of humor.
When we read-
It started when basically Yachty said, I have a job with the Cardinals, remember? And then Mo's like, well, we haven't really discussed it, but yeah. And then like 2 days later, there was a press release. Yachty just does whatever he wants. It's
know.
hilarious.
He does.
They should just say, Mo should just say, guys, we all know Yachty. Yachty's going to do what Yachty's going to do.
Yachty gonna do it. Yachty's gonna do it.
Because that's the truth.
You're dang right.
Even part of that maybe wasn't as public is when they were discussing a possible position on the coaching staff, someone in the organization, and they were in the middle of talks, and then Yachty wasn't heard from for weeks until he decided he was going to be an advisor. Like, it wasn't just Yachty. Yachty had talked to him about a coaching spot, and then disappeared, and then announced that he was going to be an advisor.
For him, though, he got whatever he's getting paid and not doing a lot.
Not
good
doing a
for
lot.
him.
Good for him.
He basically created a job, which isn't really a job. Let's be real about it, which is fine.
Doesn't bother me.
I just think it's funny.
I can tell you, the advisors don't make a boatload of money.
Well, whatever he's making for not being there, I
Not
would
doing
take
anything. Here's another one. 13. It would be encouraging to see a 36-year-old Paul Goldschmidt heat up at the plate before camp breaks. He's got a team-high 13 strikeouts through 31 at-bats. His spring slash line of 161, 270, and 323 currently converts to a 593 OPS. That would mark the lowest spring OPS of his career. Goldschmidt is entering the final year of his contract, and there have been no signs that an extension is coming this spring.
Listen, he knows nothing about baseball because anyone will tell you. Paul Goldschmidt talks about barreling the ball. If he barrels the ball, then he had a good at-bat. He's working on some things.
He's working on things,
He's seeing
Jimmy.
what it's like to not barrel the ball.
Yeah.
He's just working on some
things.
things.
Also,
Seeing pitches.
These stats are racing about 8 days. I ain't worried about it.
All right. I'm just reading what Ben Fred's throwing out here,
Ben
baby.
Fred's great.
548. I don't want to be an alarmist, but the Cardinals starters this spring have a combined 5.48 ERA through 22 starts and
Those stats
64 innings of Grapefruit League action. That's fifth highest among National League rotations. Dodger starters have a National League best spring rotation ERA of 2.86 through 19 starts and 50 innings.
Well, the good news is
Gulp.
Liberatore has given up most of those runs, and right now he's just rotation depth.
Gotcha.
So there's been a lot of bad stuff. Some good. I mean, there's some guys having decent offensive springs. I don't know what you make of spring training, but it certainly isn't something that makes you think it's going to be a great year.
Gonna be a
boys.
good one.
And it's not even the ERA; it's the injuries.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, Tommy's not there, Sonny's not there, Newt's not there, Middleton's not there. Those are pieces that supposedly are important pieces. Now, they're not long-term injuries, or so we believe, but it's important for this team to get off to a good start so it's not deja vu from last year, and it kind of looks like they're going to slide in that direction. I hope I'm wrong.
And you got somebody basically from every position group almost nicked up. Keenan Middleton, that forearm tightness, that can usually, not usually, I don't want to say usually, sometimes that turns into the big dog.
The big boy.
Sometimes.
The big boy.
Edmund, when the hell is he going to play?
None of your business.
None of your business, Charlie. How dare you ask that question?
Well, I want to bet on the win total. Where are we at with that? What are we thinking? Cole, are you excited?
82.
Are you excited for okay, but 82, I feel like I would say the same thing, but I feel like how do you get to 82? Because if they're bad, there could be a sell-off. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, I almost think it's either
one
going
or
to be
the other.
Well, I'm saying I almost think it's going to be either 74 wins or 90. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
because,
I get that.
Because if they suck, they're going to sell off again. But if they're at 82 pace at the trade deadline,
or they're just in the mix.
Then they're going to add.
In the mix, and then they kind of die off at the end because injuries.
It's really a hard
Stay
thing
in the float.
to pick.
You know,
but I'm telling you,
like the Blues.
Yeah.
I think that for the Cardinals to get to 90, not impossible, then they got to hit like crazy. And then the guys they brought in have to go 6, even if they're giving up 4 runs, 5 runs. They got to stay in games and out-hit teams. It's possible, but it's hard to imagine another more likely scenario than that.
and by the way, I'm not rooting for this because I know Cole is. I'm joking. I want the Cardinals to be good.
I'm not joking.
But if we talk about storylines, it all wraps into what we said earlier. Here's the good storyline. I hate to say it. Cardinals have that really rough start. And the second that they're now 3-8, who starts to show up to be the special assistant every day? That would be the interesting story. They're 3-8, and then all of a sudden, Yachty starts showing up every day.
And then they win.
And again,
Whoa,
I'm just this is 75% joke.
Then
They start winning.
Then they
But
rip
that's
off
like
7 straight.
But that's,
Whitey ball.
But that's the funny storyline.
Yeah. They start winning games. People are talking about Yachty's presence there.
all these extensions.
Damn, dude.
I think it's tied in. I think No Yachty somehow is tied into. I haven't talked to anyone, but out of the blue, Ollie gets the extension. They don't know where Yachty is. I don't know. It's got to be related somehow.
Don't you think that was my whole point on the timing of it? I understand, even if I disagree, that look, Ollie is their man. That's fine, and it may work. But if he was always your man, and you don't blame him for 2023, then you would have thought this way all throughout the offseason. And I feel like there was a time to do this, not 2 weeks before the season, that wasn't as alarming. And this gets back to, I agree with you, Yachty not showing up when, again, a lot of folks think he's going to be the successor. If you think about John Mozeliak, that he has 2 years left, and you would think he would want to have Yachty as his manager and try to corral him in his last 2 years. That's kind of insanity. Like, I think Daniel Descalzo would have a better shot, honestly, of getting that job. But I do think that his comments, Mozeliak's, show they were very reactionary to the schedule and the injuries. And I don't think from a messaging standpoint that was too great to throw out there 2 weeks before the season started.
What's Skip's contract with the Marlins?
I have no idea.
Because that'd be the guy you'd want back if you could get him.
Yeah, you don't want to leave down there.
What are you talking about? He's a product of the Cardinal way.
Yeah. Now, he's probably got a nice place down there. The media's okay. I don't know.
They're not even there. Nobody's showing up.
No one's there. No one's even
Nobody
chirping
cares.
you. Nobody even cares. You just go out there and do your thing. It's almost as if the Cardinals drubbed up a Yay Yachty is back smokescreen to cover up for an awful offseason. Completely shocked he hasn't shown up. Whatever the win total is, hammer the under. This team is an absolute joke. 90 wins is a new ceiling. What happened to this once great franchise? So very sad. Wombat.
90 wins wouldn't be sad, would it?
For this team, 90 wins would be... Again, we have
Pretty
lowered
dang
the bar.
good.
It's fair to say we have lowered the bar, but 90 wins for this team, I think people would be ecstatic about at this point.
This is the final year, unless there's been an updated extension. This is the final year of his deal with a club option for Schumacher, club option for the Marlins on Schumacher for 2025, which they will probably exercise.
I never thought he'd come back from California because he's a California guy, and I don't know. I try to get him. That'd be the guy I'd want back if Ollie isn't here. Skip Schumacher would be the guy I would
Skippy?
try to target.
Just schedule Middleton's Tommy John. It's inevitable. Ooh,
I wasn't saying
sucks.
inevitable, but that forearm
That sucks.
stiffness can turn into that. That's all I was saying.
And he's had this before, right? I think he's had this before.
Forearm stiffness. Ooh, yay. How much time
I
you
used
got?
to have that when I was a teenager.
How much time you got? You want to do trivia?
Nobody, no
Forearm
response.
stiffness?
I missed what you
No
said.
response to that joke.
I missed what you said.
I didn't even get one laugh.
I know what you're saying.
Okay. It was a masturbation joke, okay? Jeez, so I had to spell it out.
I don't get it. You want to do? Can we do trivia with Charlie now, or you got to
Yeah.
get going?
I kind of do.
All right.
Is that all
Where
right? Do you want me to call in?
Where are you going?
I'm going home to parent.
You driving? Oh, no, I thought you were going somewhere for spring break.
So I think we're going to go to Innsbruck.
That's what we're doing.
And then we also now have a potential funeral situation with a friend of the family.
Oh, no.
Which I'm guessing might be Friday, Saturday. But so if we're at Innsbruck, which is only an hour, we could still figure that out.
We're going to Innsbruck too.
You are?
Yeah, for my birthday.
Oh, okay. Not this weekend, though? Innsbruck's cool.
It's really cool, man. I can't wait to go. Kate picked it out and everything.
And honestly, because we had like some uncertainty with the schedule, we're not going to book until tomorrow. You can get some freaking deals.
Yeah.
2-3 days out. Actually, it's literally 1 day out.
She got a good deal. It's gonna be nice.
I didn't.
Bring a bunch of food, crock pot.
Oh, you can
make
just-
a
yeah.
fire. Oh yeah, dude.
And they have a little general store there
Yeah,
for
you can
anything
milk.
you forget.
A lot cheaper than Chicago.
Woo-hoo-hoo, doggy.
What was your hotel?
Where do we stay? La Quinta?
Okay.
No, he didn't.
No, I'm saying, like, was
Right.
it downtown?
At the Ritz. It's really nice.
Really nice. I'm
But
telling
it
you
was
though,
pricey.
you go rent a cabin
For St. Patty's Day?
50 minutes away.
Oh, I got a deal,
I bet you did.
but it's still crazy.
50 minutes away, man. You're in like the middle of nowhere. It's right up 40. Really, it's like a hidden gem.
It's cool.
It's a hidden gem,
But
dude.
you also, no offense, I want Tyler to be exposed to grown men urinating on the street.
Of course.
You know, like,
Yeah.
there's a
Is that
cost
happening
associated
everywhere?
with educating your kid.
God. Cam, when you go to Innsbruck, are you coming back on a Monday or a Tuesday? I'm not going to tell you that. I think that April 15th is a Monday, and I took that day off.
And the rest of us get it off, too.
Oh, yeah. We're all off.
What,
that
do we
day.
got no bench?
We're all off.
Well,
that
What,
day.
do we got no bench?
You're gone.
We got both of you guys out.
Yeah. So we're going to do the best of on April 15th. Then I'm going on another vacation tomorrow. And
Get excited. It's a month out.
That's a good vacation month, though.
yeah. The weather's perfect. You know,
We're doing a couple things.
I like the 50-degree weather. I don't want it to be too cold, but
Then
still
you're leaving us
cold
in
enough.
May.
Yeah.
Where are you going for that?
I'm going down to Bahamas, baby. Yeah. Oh, yeah.